Check. Hey everybody, welcome to... Whoa, what do I got here? I got music in both ears. No, I got it in one ear. You got it in one ear?
Yeah, one ear.
There we go. Now we're in... No? Yes?
Now we're good.
Now we're in two ears. Hey everybody, I am Shane Allen, your host today. This is Alexi. You want to say your last name?
In Finnish or English?
And whatever you want to say.
Leskinen.
Alexi Leskinen. It is 5 p.m. here in Espoo, Finland. And this is episode 1, our first episode of the Ninja Robot Podcast. All right. This is a weekly podcast where we're going to cover the week's news on topics like makers news, robotics news, game news, arcade news, esports news, and of course, surrogate news. If you're listening to this podcast on some form, I'm going to try to do my very best to explain things with my voice, because you can't see, obviously, because you're listening. But this is episode 1, so bear with me. We're going to get better at this as we go on. But this is a very visual podcast when we go over the news of the week. So let's jump right into it. We'll start off with one of the biggest pieces of news to come this week, and that is, of course, this guy, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, you know him maybe as an actor. He's going to space. He's going to this International Space Station, like the International Space Station, not some fake Hollywood prop set somewhere in Hollywood, not some fake set. He's going actually to space.
For what reason?
Well, he's going to make a $200 million space movie, which sounds pretty expensive. And he's going to film on the actual space station. And I don't know what the movie topic is.
Who's the director?
Well, I'm going to show you right here. The director, this was confirmed by Shuttle Almanac on Twitter, which is the Space Shuttle Almanac Twitter site. They confirmed with this picture, this is a clip of it, Tom Cruise, Taurus 1, Taurus 2, Doug Liman, director.
This is their official picture?
Yeah, I took this clip out of the picture.
That's some good quality right there.
So what you guys are seeing, if you're listening, this is a list of the people going on this flight. SpaceX Crew Dragon Axiom Tourist Flight is the name of the spaceship. It's going to happen on October 2021. But it's funny, they put this guy, Doug Liman, as a director, but not Tom Cruise as an actor.
Yeah. And wait, don't they need a crew if they're filming a movie?
Yeah, I think it's just the director filming. The director's gonna have a camera, and then Tom Cruise is acting. And also a funny thing is, they're marked as tourists, but isn't everybody who goes to space a tourist?
Yeah, everybody is.
You don't live there.
No.
So you're kind of a tourist.
Well, I mean, technically the people who live on the space station, they live there technically.
Yeah, but they're visiting. Still. They're visiting space.
Well, yeah, okay.
But anyways, yeah, let's move on to our first topic, which is Maker. Got the cool 3D printer going on there. So, in Maker News, we're going to talk about the people we've seen this week who are making really cool things with their hands, doing real work, creating awesome projects somewhere on the internet. And this week we have 2 pretty cool ones to show you. So first, there's this guy, Xenon John. We saw this on Hackaday, and he has created this sort of motorcycle... Unicycle thing. I'll show you the YouTube video that he actually goes through the entire build process and shows you how to do it, and it's quite interesting. So from what I can see is he's actually driving on 3 go-kart wheels, and then it's like a starter motor or some sort of motor on the back. Here he kind of shows you how to put the whole thing together, but let's go forward a little bit here.
It's good to know he used a big hammer.
Yeah, he uses a big hammer, uses some welders, and it looks like 3 go-kart wheels.
Yeah, they are.
And But then this also begs the question, what's the point? Because you got 2 wheels touching the ground anyway. And then he basically cut a tire and stuck it around the go-kart wheels. But the point is he can do it. If you can do it, you just do it.
Yeah, he's a builder. He's into that stuff.
Yeah, so that's Xenon John. Congratulations on your project. That was pretty cool. But yeah, he cut out a tire, and he's riding around on a tire. So that's kind of funny. Next project that we saw this week, maybe we need some tunes to kick it up for this one. We've got Stephen Howes, which I also saw on Hackaday, and he created this really cool mask using copper-clad single-sided PCB, and he built it like an origami shape for a face. And then he stuck like this microprocessor on the forehead, and there's a video here I can show you. But what do you think? Would you wear this to like Burning Man, or where would you wear this?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that, or some kind of wall decoration maybe. I don't know. Doesn't look like it fits on your face though.
Here he talks a little bit about how hard it is to make PCBs and all that. And then it shows how he cut it all out in his own little CNC, and then
oh wow,
it's like a whole timeline of him putting it all together and soldering it all together. And yeah, he made the face. And then from there, he put a little microprocessor on it to control those LEDs, and basically it's done. He just kind of ran the traces across the PCB itself. But yeah, I don't know where I would wear it to. Maybe a club. But he's gonna put it on his like bookshelf or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, or the wall decoration.
Yeah, but if you want to check him out, it's Stephen Howes on YouTube, and the other one was Xenon John, also on YouTube. You can check out that past video I just showed you. And now, next, we'll move on to robotics news, being the next topic of our conversation. All right. I almost did that with my hands there. All right, robotics news. And on this topic, we're going to discuss all of the news in robots, both big and small, and professional and not so professional. But anyways, this week we're going to kick it off with actually a really big one. It's a Gundam. So in Japan, in Yokohama, Japan, they built this full-size Gundam, and it's actually controllable. So they've been building it for many, many months, so you've probably seen it. And I think this one's called like the RX-78-2. Someone's gonna kill me if I get this one wrong. I think it's an RX-78 Gundam, and but yeah, they're building a full-size Gundam factory, which you can see here in this viral picture that went on that shows it flicking off. Oh, sorry, I did it. It's flicking off the whole city of Yokohama. So this kind of went viral, but of course this was actually faked. So confirmed by the actual photographer in Japan. He seems pretty pissed off. He made this photo showing actually it was a fist and someone photoshopped it. But anyways, it got some publicity. But anyways, the real robot made some actual movements this past week, and I will show you that. It was shared by a Twitter page in Japan called Katsuka. Now, some people might think that sounds kind of like a Russian name, and it might be a bad word. But I promise you we're not cursing here. This is the name of the this Japanese Twitter page right here called Katsuka. And you can see this is all sped up in like 4 times. But the Gundam is actually able to move.
But it's floating in the air.
Yeah, so it's actually it's attached on the back.
Right.
Which if you buy ever like a Gundam model, you can see that. They're always like sort of attached from the back and they're kind of hanging. So this is supposed to mimic like a Gundam factory, which is in like the cartoons and stuff. Or the anime, sorry, I said cartoon. People are gonna hate me for that. But
how big is that thing?
I don't know.
It's huge.
It's like a lot of stories tall. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6, 7. seven or so
And
stories tall.
what is the purpose of this?
To look awesome.
Right. Okay. Well, it does that. I'm getting serious Pacific Rim vibes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks cool. But yeah. So, for those listening, sorry, that was a video I just shared. Sorry, I'm not used to this yet for a podcast. But we're showing a video of this Gundam, this full-size, like, I don't know, 8-story Gundam moving around in Yokohama, Japan. It's pretty cool. If you want to check it out, go to Katsuka, not spelled Russian ways. Cat, S-U-K-A, on Twitter. All right, next in robotics news, we got this startup out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania called EctoVR. And you're going to ask me, Shane, what does a VR company have anything to do with robotics? Hold your horses. I'm going to show you. This actually has some really clever mechanical engineering involved in creating these horrible fashion disasters that go on your feet. You can see the video there. I'm going to try to load this up. But it's actually really, really cool. Otherwise, you wouldn't have picked it. But using robotics in VR, I haven't seen anything like this before. Some people have tried to do similar things. But this is, I think, what the future is. So it's actually called Half-Life Alyx is what they're playing. Alyxy, yeah?
Yeah.
And
but like Half-Life, like the game.
What you can see here, this dude is wearing the shoes and he's standing in one spot. So he's not actually ever moving. So you can be in a small room and constantly stay inside of that
So he
game.
has like these roller things on the bottom of it.
Yeah, and the rollers know and detect how much you've moved your feet and keeps you pushed in that same exact area.
It's like a modern version of those Heelys.
Exactly. It's like Heelys. Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, it could make the VR experience way more immersive. You don't have to use those treadmills or like those big bowls in your house.
But
you
I
could
mean,
just wear these.
But you still need a big space for that.
I don't know. The guy was in a small room right there. It's a pretty small room.
I mean, yeah. I'm just wondering, can you get up like in front of your couch and start doing this one day?
Yeah, I think in the future, I think you're gonna be able to run with these things.
That would be
They'll be
crazy.
probably like they'll look like Nike sneakers, but a bunch of Heelys on the bottom, and then you'll be able to just sit there and sprint, and it'll detect with gyros and whatever else they need to detect how to keep you in place while you're playing VR. So I think that's the future. So that was pretty cool from this EctoVR company in Pittsburgh. Now let's move on to our next topic, which is game news. No, I couldn't grab the Switch. Yeah, so in game news, we're going to talk about is the news this week in games that we have seen, and there's actually been some really big ones. And let's start off, I guess, with the biggest, which you've probably heard, but I'll just reiterate it anyway. Xbox, who is, of course, owned by Microsoft, has decided to branch out and purchase one of the biggest gaming companies in the world, ZeniMax. So you might know them, or you might know one of the companies that ZeniMax owns as sort of like an umbrella company, Bethesda, ID, Arcane. And this purchase has gotten Xbox or Microsoft, however you want to look at it, a lot of really awesome titles. So like Fallout and Doom and Elder Scrolls and Wolfenstein, and you know the names. A lot of really massive games, but wait till you hear the massive price. The price that Xbox paid for all of this is $7.5 billion. $7.5 billion.
That just shows where gaming is right now in the world.
Yeah, it's
taking over.
Especially with Corona, like more people are playing games now, so more investors are looking into gaming sort of aspects, like things that keep people entertained while they're sitting at home or not doing anything at work.
But I think
some people do it at work.
The consumers are probably wondering, like, what is it gonna do to the games?
That's true.
Like, a lot of franchises and games have been spoiled after they've been bought out or another production company comes in. So that's, I guess, to be seen.
To be seen. And people have also been rumoring that it's like a potential monopoly, that Microsoft is kind of just buying up
True.
game companies.
Because then they can, when they release new consoles, they have rights, the exclusive rights of the games, and they don't have to put it on PlayStation or whatever.
Yeah, they can have some of the best games and just keep them on Xbox.
Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
kind of what PlayStation is already doing because the games are so much better. A lot of people are buying PlayStation
Well, that's
over
your
Xbox.
opinion.
Over
that they're
Xbox,
actually
not over
better,
PC.
that they're actually better. All right. But anyways, 7.5 billion. Now, to give you an example, Disney, when they bought Lucasfilm, right? So you know Lucasfilm, who makes Star Wars,
George Lucas,
who makes Indiana Jones and Willow. Anybody remembers Willow?
Yeah.
I think that's like.
You're
that's
showing your
Lucasfilm.
age.
Yes. I have Willow comics and I have the Willow original VHS tape.
When was the last Indiana Jones?
That's like the worst humble brag I've ever done. I own a bunch of Willow stuff. Best movie ever.
I bet a lot of
I've
people.
actually never watched the full movie because it was that bad. I watched like a little bit over half. Anyways, Disney bought Lucasfilm, so Star Wars, Indiana Jones, all of that, like massive, massive, massive brand, and they only paid $4 billion.
Only.
So,
only.
Yeah, only. But I mean, that's like something. That's something. Okay, so we're not privy to We're not privy to the news behind closed doors. Surely we don't know what's really happening with this whole purchase or what their goals are or what is the next steps that these companies are supposed to be taking to be worth 7.5 billion. But it seems pretty high up there if it's almost double Star Wars. Star Wars is massive.
Yeah.
So here from Phil Spencer, who's the Xbox boss, that's his actual title. Content is just the incredible ingredient to our platform that we continue to invest in. Now, of course, this has spurred a lot of rumors. To what is Xbox going to buy next? Because obviously they're going to continue to invest in more game companies. And they might be eyeing purchases of a lot of well-known brands. And some people have thought maybe they're going to purchase Sega because of things like this. The controller of the new Xbox Series X, blue, is apparently the same RGB color as the Sega logo.
But it's not, is it?
No, they're completely different blues. So it's probably a joke.
That guy just photoshopped the...
He's stretching it a little bit here. Or maybe he took like the tip of the Sonic. Anyways, this is a picture on Twitter for those listening of a blue controller and Sega. And then others have found, I think, even more concrete examples, like this one, sent right from Xbox. Clean and simple, still iconic, but if you circle the S in
It's
the
there.
Iconic, you get Sonic, and it's a blue controller.
That's more bulletproof.
Illuminati confirmed.
That's more bulletproof evidence right there
Yeah.
than the first one.
Yeah, so I mean, clearly this is going to happen. They're definitely buying. I mean, this, you heard it here today. Like, this is clear evidence.
First announcement? Like,
First announcement.
ever in the world?
Right here. Xbox just announced. We've all figured it out. These guys here figured it out on Twitter.
Surrogate.tv podcast news is
We
giving
knew it earlier than
exclusives,
anybody else.
headlines.
Yes. So, in other news, Amazon has revealed Luna. Luna is a cloud gaming service, which is going to compete with Stadia and Xbox Cloud and GeForce Now and all those cloud gaming services. And of course, it's another one where you can play across all your different devices. They're going to start off with something like 100 games, and you're going to have to buy their controller for $50, and then it's like a $6 subscription they're saying now, but other people are saying it's going to get closer to Stadia, which is like $10 a
What's
month.
your opinion on that controller?
It looks very familiar.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. It looks like a Stadia controller mixed with an Xbox controller, mixed with every controller that's come out in the
Pretty
past
much.
5 years.
Pretty much.
They got to bring back the N64 controllers. Where you got the sides and the middle.
The middle part
And the middle part.
with the
Yeah.
little joystick.
And the joystick. Yeah.
That joystick was bad though. They broke so easily.
Yeah, if you slammed it a lot.
What else do you do?
Well, yeah, as a little kid, you're slamming those things. But yeah, so that's concluding our game news. Now we move on to the next topic, which is arcade news. Smoke. It's clouds. All right. I don't know what that is with arcades, but as I'm sure you're aware, the global pandemic of coronavirus has had a lot of issues, or plagued a lot of arcades around the world. They've been losing a lot of money. So an example that's very clear of this is a company called Smash, or Smash. In India.
Is it Smash Mega or is it just Smash?
I think it's just Smash.
Okay.
You have to emphasize
stop
that
playing.
middle A.
Got it.
Yeah, so it's a huge arcade in India, 40 locations, 19 cities in India, and you're not going to be able to see this, but 41 million in revenue in 2019. So they were doing really, really good in 2019, right before this corona epidemic. And unfortunately, Corona came in and smashed it.
Now they had to stop playing.
Yeah, that's right. It says can't stop playing. Unfortunately, Smash.
But
needs
like
to
so
stop
many
playing.
other companies, Corona.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's unfortunate.
It's a very unfortunate. And here's a quote from their CEO of Smash. I'm sorry that despite my best efforts, I've failed in my efforts to save the company from premature death. I mean, that's got to be really, really hard, especially on an amazing 2019 with all those arcades, and then the corona comes by and just destroys their entire arcade business. So yeah, time will tell though. Are other arcades going to start shutting down? Some arcades already have. This is one of the bigger ones that has shut down just in the past week or so. But of course, at Surrogate, we make a kit where you can actually hook up real arcade machines. So we have pinball machines and arcade and claw machines. So if you're an arcade and you're actually hurting, feel free to reach out to us. We can give you a kit. You can hook up your arcade, call him, maybe.
Or
You gotta find his number.
Or yeah, you probably won't.
Send us an email. Maybe we can hook you up with a kit, and maybe you can earn some revenue on your arcade machines while you're weathering the storm of this coronavirus. So now let's move on to the next topic, which is esports news. Esports. All right, so of course, esports is like the #1 growing sports in the entire world right now, and you're gonna understand that. I wonder if it continues.
I don't know. Or just do a new one. Maybe it puts a new one.
I don't see anything over there.
Hey, we're on.
All right, we're back. Sorry, there was some weird technical difficulties going on right there.
But we're back.
We're back. We got disconnected. So yeah, esports, #1 growing sports league in the world, and a lot of big announcements in esports this week. And you're gonna understand just how big this this segment of sports is growing. First off, the U.S. Air Force is going to actually be making their own esports league, and they're going to be launching this on Twitch. So enlisted people are going to be playing games.
Is that
esports.
the word?
Yeah, I mean that's the word. So they say it's not a recruiting platform to let people play against the Air Force people, but it's for the actual people enlisted. I don't know.
I feel
We'll
weird
see.
about it. Because, again, it's like government funded. Is it
True.
not? It's like an unfair entry straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's government funded esports league where the Air Force enlistees are playing the games.
But
Yeah.
with that money, they can create something spectacular, most likely.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like that stage there, I don't know where we got that from.
Yeah, I don't know if
that's
that photoshopped or is
that's
that
an amazing looking stage.
Yeah,
if that's
or
real.
is that if that's real?
I don't think it is. I think that's from some other event.
I think so as well.
But yeah, in other news in esports, this Mobile Premier League, which is one of the biggest esports platforms based in India, just raised a 90 million Series C to promote their esports platform. And this makes a total of $130.5 million that they've raised so far. So clearly,
It's crazy.
the investors right now are betting huge on esports. And then, yeah,
Do you mobile game? Like, I'm just wondering. If
I'm not a mobile gamer myself.
Yeah.
but clearly there's a lot of mobile gamers.
Yeah, it's huge. I've seen people who game. And
I'm more of a PC person. I mean, I do play mobile games, but
yeah.
I'm more on PC. But yeah, these dudes look legit. I mean, the uniforms, like they look like a soccer team, but they're playing on their phones.
Yeah, they do. They look like they actually dress similarly in the cricket league, the Premier Cricket League.
That's true. Yeah, it looks like Cricket League. Anyways, not only this, but Murdoch University, a university in Australia, has also just closed a round, and it's 256 million. And wait for it. You don't see it. Digital Futures Academy and Esports Hub, including a stadium fit for competitive tournaments.
That's insane.
So they're gonna build a stadium for esports to have at their university. So you're gonna actually be like a jock with the bomber jacket and the M on your thing, and you're going over and you're playing Mario.
So you're telling me you can go tailgate an esports event?
Probably.
That's
Grilling and watch like somebody playing Call of Duty on the big screen.
Exactly.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty amazing.
Actually, I like this future. This is starting to sound pretty cool.
I like the fact that there's like options. If you're not that into like normal sports,
yeah,
you have options and you can get into you can get part of that sporting experience even though you're not that into sports, traditional sports.
If we think about it, it's probably going to end up being in the way that the traditional sports are going to sort of fall away. And these ones are going to start coming up.
For sure.
Being more popular.
Especially like during this crisis of the world.
True. That might have made it even more obvious that they should invest in like esports.
But then again, you can't really bring fans either right now to anything.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can at least experience an esports event remotely.
Yeah, it's much better experience than sporting. Because sporting, you have to be at the event to kind of like get in the atmosphere and all that.
Yeah.
But gaming, it's not necessary.
And you always have like that possibility to get to the esports, like be in that league if you're good enough just by playing at home.
Yeah, 100%. So you can practice all the time.
Yeah, you could be practicing while you're watching them.
And if not, you can go to school for it now.
Yeah, you can go to school and practice at Murdoch University.
There you go.
And of course, this is not the only university who's invested a lot in esports. There's universities around the world. This is just what's happened in the last week or so. But yeah, it's a sign of times coming.
Do you think there's more of these going to be popping up? The fact that they spent almost triple than on the mobile gaming. I mean, they got that much money.
That's true.
It's just a matter of time that other universities around the world even start doing this.
Yeah, I have to imagine that they see this as like a draw to bring more students, that they actually see that there's going to be leagues in the future. Why can't Murdoch University be, like one of the best, like, I don't know, Florida State or something. I don't know what's a big sports league.
Florida Gators.
Some Gators or like get the branding in early and be like one of the first esports and start building up these leagues.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting to watch. But yeah, that's it for esports news. Now let's move on to our last news segment, which is Surrogate News.
You practiced that one.
Well, now I saw it the second time. I know it was going to happen. Yeah, so Surrogate News. This is the last bit of the podcast. We're going to tell you a bit about what happens here at Surrogate. Some fun, some funny, some interesting things that have happened in the past week, as well as to announce the winners of the games in the last week that have been playing on tournaments. First up, this week, we will talk about... So on Wednesday, 2 days ago, we had Robot Explorer, which is a event that occurs every single Wednesday. And this week, Stan was driving. So just to give you some clarification for those who don't know, we're driving a robot remotely over 4G networks, and we're doing different activities. So one of them was he had to get to the beach. Another one was we had to go buy a hat at H&M.
Yeah,
at the mall. Another one, we took a metro ride. And this last week, Alexi put this robot somewhere randomly around Espoo, which is the area we are in Finland.
Yeah.
And Stan had to try to find his way home with help from the chat. So yeah, it lasted, like an hour or 2 hours?
Yeah, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And I can show you a little bit of a clip here from that. So here's the view of Stan.
Oh, I know this part.
And I wasn't involved. Usually I'm usually every Wednesday on these, but I had to go move.
So Stan is controlling the robot, as you can see here. I am somewhere behind the robot walking, so nothing happens to it, etc. But mostly it is on its own.
And then he almost gets hit by a car.
Look at this crazy lunatic.
And almost hits Alex,
yeah,
too.
me too. Furious.
This happened all live. Stan was freaking
out at this
and
point.
boom, he almost got hit there by the car.
He was completely freaking out at this point.
Yes, he's having a panic attack. But
and then I go yell at the car because he tried to ram again.
It was terrible. This madman in this BMW trying to run back and forward. This happened on Wednesday.
Usually this is a safe place, but I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, this was terrible. And then what you'll see
is that lunatic comes out.
That lunatic was me. So I surprised Stan, and I was driving the BMW.
Yeah.
It was a car I borrowed.
So the funny part is that Shane saw me on the street, like he was on the other side of the road from me, and it was like middle of traffic, and he's just yelling, and I was like, someone's yelling my name.
Yeah, you weren't even looking in my direction.
I was talking to some other random stranger who was asking about the robot as well, and then I just hear my name. I look, then Shane just yells something, Alexi, blah, blah. I had no idea what he said. I'm like, yeah, sure.
I was like, Alexi, I'm gonna pretend to run it over.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
Okay, yeah. And I actually had no idea that you show up at the parking lot until I saw the car. Then I was just like, oh, there he is.
Oh, it's time. Yeah. So I didn't even know where they were because Alexi hid the robot, so I tried to find it, and I tried to go out and reach it, and I only got it when it was like a kilometer away from our office. But yeah, it was a funny moment. And now, what happens? So that happens every Wednesday at 5 p.m. GMT +3, and if you're in U.S. East Coast time, that is Wednesdays at 10 a.m. If you want to check in on the next week, every single week it happens. Also, something that happens every week is our Friday SumoBots Battle Royale tournament, where you're controlling real robots, like in a BattleBots or a robot battling arena.
So today, after this podcast. So stay on.
At 7 p.m. GMT +3 or 12 p.m. noon if you're in East Coast US. Last week, these were the winners, and they won some, what were they?
Plants vs. Aliens.
What, zombies or something?
Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies?
Zombies? Is it SS Zombies? I think it's Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies.
Got it.
So
I keep saying it wrong.
Yeah, so they won those. And then this week they got, I think, Pokemon are going to be for the top players.
And this is chat, Discord chat. The community has voted, so we let you guys vote what you can win most of the time.
Yeah. So this week they voted on Pokemon. This is the current leaderboard that you have to contend with. The Hunter is on the top with 1,505 Elo, so we're using an Elo system. But you can check that all out in about an hour on surrogate.tv/game/SumoBots, or you can find it on SurrogateTV's homepage. In other news, we got the team cartoonified. So this is the entire Surrogate team. We were making a business-facing website, and we wanted to have like a sort of matching photos. So we got the whole team cartoonified. We all look a little bit weird, but that was the point. It's like a caricature. But you can see this on SurroGT, which is our new business-facing site.
.gt?
.gt, Surrogate.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. See, he didn't even know.
No.
He's a social media manager. He's supposed to know this.
It's the B2B side.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we'll be updating that site soon with partner projects that we've been working on and a bunch of other cool stuff. So we'll be updating you on that. To end the Surrogate section of this podcast, we will show you this week's top clip. This was a clip from SumoBots in the past week, which is showing the Hunter, who's now in our lead, beating Locky 7.
That's not it. There it is.
Right here. At the very end of this match,
Man, I love this camera
knocking
angle.
Locky over. Yeah, this camera angle is great. Knocking Locky over and just getting 1,500 Elo. First time in Season 2 SumoBots, which Season 2 just started, what, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, 3 weeks ago. So there's still plenty to play for if you want to compete and win
Yeah,
ultimate prizes.
Since we're using the LO system, you can join at any time, and as long as you beat a couple of the tops, you're already shooting up to the very top, like a few of the top players. So that's our clip of the week.
And actually, if you do want to maybe get a clip of week here, you have to keep clipping us. So send us those clips. On Discord, we have a channel for that. You will find it there, Surrogate Specific Media, I believe it was called. So, you know, if you have a cool highlight, if you played yourself, you can clip it and send it to us, and then you might see it here or even our social medias.
Yeah, we might see it here next week on the podcast. But yeah, that wraps up the Ninja Robot podcast for this Friday. This is our first episode, so let us know how we did. We had some technical difficulties somewhere in the middle there, but we're gonna work on it. What do you guys think of the set? For those listening, you're not gonna see the set, but
this is the Proud and Joy.
This is pretty cool set. Got the question marks from Mario on the top here. But yeah, we'll be live here every single Friday. We're gonna go over the latest news in the games and the robotics, esports, arcade maker, and of course SurrogateTV news and Surrogate news in general. And
if you have any suggestions, news, or these segments, whatever, you can always give us feedback. You can send us news clips if you potentially maybe want us to talk about it. We won't promise we will, but you can suggest.
Yeah, if you have something cool like in the maker space, definitely send it our way. Maybe we'll feature you on the next.
You're making his job easier.
Yeah, because I have to search through all this stuff for like an hour or two.
And we're busy.
And then put it, so. Anyways, so Discord, social media, you want to share anything with that before we...
No, so join our Discord and our Facebook, our Twitter. It's all surrogate.tv. Instagram, same thing.
It's all SurrogateTV.
SurrogateTV.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Surrogate, not .tv. SurrogateTV, everything. Join the Discord family. I think that's all.
Discord.gg/SurrogateTV.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm Shane Allen.
And I'm Alexi Leskinen.
Yes. And we will all see you here next Friday. Have a good one.
See you guys. SumoBots.